Yeah, thank you for joining. And today we are going to discuss about functions in Python. See, function is nothing but it's a set of statements and which can be used for reusable template. Once you create a function, we can call it as multiple times. So it will act as a function. Function must return the value. So we will be using some calculations and logic, and we can keep into a function for the next usage. So let's say we have two types of functions, built-in functions, and second one is user-defined function. User-defined function. See, built-in functions, we have already seen that built-in functions like print, okay, then we can see id, and then input, then we have type built-in function, so etc. So we don't need to worry about these things, okay. So as you see, we can go like import built-ins also. So then if you want to see all the functions related that, then built-ins. So these are the functions we have. So this will be, so if you want to see, somebody asks, if you want to see default functions, you can go built-in module. Now we don't need to worry about those things. We need to worry about user defined function. So very important. User defined function in the sense, a user or is a programmer or developer can create a function based on the logic or requirement. So explicitly developer or programmer can create those functions are called UDFs. That means user defined functions. Let's take def. So how you can create a function, right? Now let's see. Function, if you want to take, so first you'll create with a def. So function syntax, you can say def keyword and then function name, then parameter, then colon should be there by end of the function. Then you can say statement or logic. Then after we will be using docstring. Then you can give a return statement. If you want, you can give return object, or you can say whatever, okay, return object. So this is like function syntax. Now here what you need to understand is def is a mandatory keyword, okay, that you can say mandatory keyword. Then parameters are optional. As per the logic, you can use it. Whether if not required, you don't need to use these parameters. So that means optional parameters, okay. optional keywords, or you can say optional parameters. And then we have description. Now it's a doc string is there, that you can call it as document string. Okay, to add the description we can use in the source code document string. Then return object. Okay, so you can say return. Okay, return you can say. Second. So like this return object, you see it is an optional. So the output of function 1, if you use somewhere, then we can go for return object. If you want to use for function 2 like that, so return will whatever the output is there, so it will store the output and it will give for next iterations for the next line. That means in that case we can use return statement. If you want to pass the output for some other function or variable like that, so we can use return statement. Now understand here, so I'm just creating def and then greet is my function name. Then if I'm creating empty function without any logic, then function name is defined, then it is expecting. So they say sometimes they'll ask interview questions like this, what will happen like this. So when the function is there, it is expecting something, either null statement or some logic. Now what you need to do is you can go and see pass keyword. So tomorrow I will explain special statement, because function is very important. That's what I started here. So now let's see. I'm just taking def greet, then you can say print of hey looks fine. Now this is the statement. Now this is called creation of function, or you can say creating the function. So creating the function. Now only function creation. So two ways we have. One is function creation, second one is function calling in the function classes. Okay, so if you want you can take it like this. So we have two methods. One is creating function, second one is calling the function or executing the function, whatever. These two methods we have. Okay, now function creation is over. Then if you want to call the function, you just take the function name like this. So now hey looks fine. Now if you want to add some value also, now see here, print of thank you. Let's see. Now see here, now call the function here. So this is called executing the function or calling the function. Fine. So now up to now we don't have any problem. Okay, because when we don't have any parameter, we don't have any problem. So this is without parameter. Now here function with parameter. Okay, function with parameter. We have two types of parameters. One is formal parameter and second one is actual parameter. So what do you mean by formal parameter and what do you mean by actual parameter? So when you say formal parameter, then we can declare at the time of function creation. At the time of function creation. Then actual parameter. Actual parameter we can use at the time of function calling. Function calling or function executing. Fine. So now let's take one example, then you will get to know. So I'm just taking function team here. So we don't have any parameter. Then you can say print so we don't have any parameter. Now we can use team, then like this. So make sure one thing here, always formal parameters, always formal parameters equal to actual parameters. So how many formal parameters are using at the time of function creation? The same number of actual parameters can be used in the function calling or function executing. So actual parameters are simply we can call it as values. Okay. Now I am taking one example here, def team, and then name is my parameter. Then you can say this is at the time of function creation, this is called, so name is called formal parameter. Now whenever you are using parameter, that parameter you must use somewhere in the program, somewhere in the logic, otherwise it will throw error, sometimes it will give wrong output also. So now we can say new team, then you can say I am using the parameter here, name joined today. So now this is the function. Now I need to call the function. Now let's see team, if I am taking, when I execute, it is asking team function is missing one required positional argument. That means we have given one formal parameter. When you are calling function executing, if you are not passing one actual parameter equal to the formal parameter means, then it will throw an error. Now what you need to do is you just take it and pass like India. Now output is new India, new team India joined today. Now take team, then USA. Then again you take team, then UK, then team AUS, Australia. So now understand here, this is a function which I have created. Now I am passing India, USA, UK, Australia without changing the structure. So today I pass India, tomorrow if you want to pass USA, UK later. So this function will act as a template for future purpose. Now I have spent some time to create a function. The next time you don't need to spend a time to create a function, just you can call the function and pass the parameter. That's the beauty of function in Python. One time creation and multiple times you can use by passing multiple parameters. Now for team India, then I did not change the code. For team USA, I did not change the logic. For team UK, I did not change. For team Australia, I did not change the logic. Same method, same functionality I'm using. So this is called a function template. In the production also, once you create a function, you are not going to touch the value function logic and structure each and every time. So this is called function with parameter. Now we'll take one more example here, or you can say def. I'm just taking employee. Employee is the parameter name is salary, or you can say sal. Now I have used the parameter here. That parameter we need to use somewhere. Your salary is. So in this case you can pass here. Then now tell me, if I am executing like this, will I get output or error? Let me know from your side. If I am executing this one, should I get output or should I get error here? Yes, error means yes, salary is a one formal parameter and we don't have any actual parameter. So that means yes, employee missing one positional argument. Correct. Now let's see. Now take example employee, then 70,000. So your salary is 70,000. Now take it and multiple times you can use, not a problem. Okay, so you can pass like this. So this is function with one parameter. Now how come function with more than one parameter? Function with more than one parameter. Now understand, I'm just taking employee, same thing. Then I'm just taking name and salary. Now if you say name and salary are two formal parameters. Now execute here, print name, I'm just taking now understand here. So now I have taken two parameters. One second, I need to give comma here. Fine. Now tell me, if I execute, can I get output or error? So it will be error. Execute. Yes. Now tell me, if I use this one, so will I get error or output? Error. Perfect. Now execute. So it is missing. Now we need to pass employee, then ram, then you can say 50,000. Then two parameters, you can say ram and then 50,000 or actual parameters. So execute. Now see the output. So here two formal parameters are there and then two actual parameters we are using here. That's it. Okay. Now you take example, you can pass the values each and every time. Then you can say John, you can take 90,000. Same thing you take. Okay. Then pass the values. That's it. Then you can say 80,000. So values may change. That's it. Now one more. Sometimes they'll ask how to get square value, or you can say square of the value. Okay. Square of the value through function. If specifically they'll ask through function, you can go this method. Okay. Otherwise, we have a lot of methods going forward. So def square root a function, a value I'm just passing. Then you can take print of square value of the square value of, then you can take value, or you can say val is, you can take value into value 2 times. So then execute. Now if you pass square root then empty, it will throw an error. Then square root of 100. So not just square of 100. Okay, which is square we are checking now. So you can say function name, you can take square. Okay, so later we can use modules and we can get a lot of functions. So now execute. First you need to execute the code, then this one, then you can say 1 second. So now see, square of the value is 100. Now same thing, now you don't need to change the code, just pass the value, that's it. So like this, same thing, how can you get cube value? Okay, how can you get cube values? Through function. So similar way, what you need to do is take the same logic, then just give like cube here, function name, then you can say cube, then you can increase 1 time, that's it, execute. So cube of 7, so like this, cube of 8, and then cube of 23, like this. So like this we can get the value. So we can create function like this. Okay, and we have one lambda function is there. So lambda function is for simplifying the query. Okay, or you can say we have to use lambda keyword. Okay, lambda keyword if you want to use for lambda function. Wherever you find lambda keyword, that is called lambda function. Okay, we can use to simplify the query, or you can say to simplify the script, or to simplify the logic. Then code you can say directly instead of simplify the code. Okay, so great, so just rarely we can use, but we should use sometimes. Okay, then we can use lambda function in one line only. Okay, then here what is the benefit of this is code readability is very easy. So nothing else apart from this, code readability is easy. So now how this lambda function will be, let's see. So now you can understand here lambda function. So it will be only one line. Okay, so we need to use lambda keyword, and then you can say arguments, or you can say parameters, colon should be there, and logic or expression. So this how syntax will be. Then the example you can say lambda a is an argument, then logic will be a into a. That's it. So like this, the example will be there. So this is syntax for lambda function. So it will be only one line only. Okay. So the example you can note it like this if you want. So now let's see. We'll go and see the example, then you will get to know. I'm just taking m equal to lambda. Okay, lambda, then argument. Take any arguments you can take. I'm just taking two arguments here. A comma b are two arguments. Then logic will be a plus b. Then print of the sum of 10 comma 20 is. Just you take. Then just call the function lambda function. Then pass 10 comma 20. That's it. Execute. So it is easy to read the code. That's why code reliability is easy through lambda function. Wherever you find lambda, that is called lambda function. That's it. So now same logic you can apply, just change the values. That's it. So 100, then 200. You can say 100, then 200 like this. So we can able to get the value. Now we can take one more logic. M equal to lambda a comma b. So 2, the logic will be a into b. So then you can say print the value is, then you can pass m, two parameters he is accepting. If you pass one, it is see lambda function missing one required position argument b value is missing. So that's why we should use same number of formal parameters, same number of actual parameters. You can use 10 into 20. So like this, the value is 200. So you can multiply the values. So this how lambda function will work. So finally we have small thing, that is docstring. Docstring in the sense it is called document string. So why we use document string means, for example, you are in the project, or you are in the project, then sometimes based on the situations we may leave the project or we may change the company, right? So then you have worked for the project, and then you have spent a lot of time and lot of days to build a logic, and you have discussed with a lot of people, admins, dbs and whatever, and then you have discussed with the colleagues, and then you find the logic and you have built a script. Then unexpectedly you are just moving out of the project in the sense, so that time the person who is taking your responsibility next time, he will be suffer, right? So if you are not following some documents, some methods in the codes, in the source code, then he will get confusion, and again it will take business impact, because he has to understand the logic, and it will take a lot of time. So if you go in this method docstring, then we can store the description in the source code itself. Source code means in the code, real-time code itself, then we are adding the description line by line okay, this how like this it happened, this how like this it happened. Means if you are giving step by step process, then the person who is taking new responsibility of your project, then he will not get any confusion and he will start work immediately. So to avoid those confusions and ambiguity and confusions, then client will prefer document strings along with the source code. Without document string, client will not approve code into the production. So that's why. So how we will be, let's take one example, def, then I'm just taking new function. So I'm just taking like this, function is created today for incremental operations and it will be applicable for every month, and then it need to be update every year in risk and complaints team, or you can say by risk and complaints team. Now this is the message I have. So this function is specifically created today on incremental operation purpose, and it is applicable for every month to load the data or incremental data, and then need to be update every year by the team, every year by passing the year parameter. That's it. Now I have created a function. If you want to get now how to get all the descriptions from the source code. So it's not only one line. Wherever, for example, if we have 20 lines or 20,000 lines, wherever the logic is there, wherever the message is there, description is there, that will print. How to print means you can take print of, then you can take function name, then we will be using double underscore doc. That's it. So this will help us to bring the data. So like this we will get it. Okay. So this is the functionality of docstring, that the usage of docstring is very important. Without docstring, it will client will not approve your code into production. Okay. So thank you very much. So we can connect tomorrow with decorators, and yeah, we can do 4 operations: addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Yes, we can do whatever operations we can do. It's not specific to that. Okay. So this I have introduced the example, so you can take your own examples and you can start working on it. Okay. So please make sure one thing, this function class is depends for tomorrow class. That means decorators and generator classes. So please, if you practice today, and then tomorrow you will be able to understand about decorator class. Otherwise you will not get into that. So please try to practice whatever the pending concept, leave it for today. You can just practice function and get ready for tomorrow for to understand decorator functions, decorator classes. So only that concept is somewhat difficult to you, or later all the concepts are easy. So function is depend and interlink classes to the decorators. So please practice and we will connect tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.